Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You are knowing what you are wanting? Yes. An evolving thing, yes? You are appreciating the expansion of your desire? You are appreciating the contrast that gives birth to the expansion? The lies are becoming stronger and stronger. And those things that contrast has helped you to know that you want, that you have no earthly idea how they will come about, you adore those, yes? Yeah. Someday we will ask that question. We will say, you are appreciating the contrast, and you will say every bit of it, and you will mean it. Because you know, from your non-physical perspective at least, that the variety that surrounds you helps you to focus your personal intentions and preferences and desires, that without that variety, you could not personally come to know what you prefer. Now, many of you have been trained into such human humility that you think it is of no value really to know what you prefer, because you feel that you live in a world that is sort of running away without you, that is controlled by those who are powerful. And often you feel a victim of circumstances. You do not realize the power that is yours. It is our desire that you come to remember that while you are in these physical bodies, you are source energy, and that the source energy part of you remains non-physically focused, while a part of that perspective is focused here into this physical time and space. And we want you to remember that while you are in your human form exploring the variety that surrounds you, and when a new preference is born within you, that it is not just a calling into the wind or a shouting down the rabbit hole. It is an expression of desire that radiates from you, the leading edge creator. And when that desire is born from you, the source within you, the source energy part of you, understands so perfectly that no one would know better than you what you, from your vantage point, are preferring. And the source energy part of you becomes the vibrational equivalent of that request. We've written a book which explains all of that in the title, although it's a bit subtle. The book is called Ask and It Is Given, and it's about exactly what we just said to you. Now we want to give you the longer version of it. This is what we wanted on the front of the book, but they said it was much too long, but it goes like this. So I am source energy in non-physical, and I decide that a part of my consciousness will be in this particular physical body, so I extend that part of consciousness forward. And so that consciousness comes forth, splat, I am born into my little infant body, and immediately I'm surrounded by contrast. And by knowing what I don't want, I know what I do want, know what I don't want, know what I do want. There's this constant deciphering at all levels of my human being that are sending forth these rockets of desires. And when one of those preferences radiates forth from me, the source energy part of me from which I have come and from which I still mostly am, rides that rocket of desire and becomes the non-physical embodiment, if you will, of it. And when I then, in my human form, find a way to be a vibrational match to that desire that has been given birth to by me as a result of the contrast that I am living, then I allow it into my physical experience. Ask and it is given. They said that one was too long, but you get the idea. In other words, we want you to understand that while you are here in this magnificent physical body, that a larger part of you remains non-physically focused. And that larger part of you, that non-physical part of you, is always riding the rocket of your preferences. You, however, don't always do that. As you explore the contrast and you know what you don't want, I don't have enough money, therefore you know what you do want, I would like more money. The non-physical part of you rides the rocket of desire for more money, while you often, well-meaning being that you are, do not. often you continue to beat the drum of what is. You continue to beat the drum of the contrast that helps you to know that you want more money or an improved bodily condition or an improved relationship or whatever it is. But as you beat the drum, I don't have enough money. I've never had enough money. I don't know how I'm ever going to get enough money. Hardly any of my friends have enough money. In fact, none of my friends have enough money. Nobody that I know has enough money. That rich bugger over there has enough money. Not fair that he's got enough money. He probably deals drugs. And as you beat the drum of not enough money, the thing that many of you do not realize is you hold active in your vibration the vibration of not enough money, which feels to you like discouragement or disappointment. And as you beat the drum of not enough money, the non-physical part of you is over there beating the drum of plenty of money. And when that happens, when one part of you, the larger non-physical part of you, is beating the drum of the new improved life experience that you have carved out for yourself, while you continue to beat the drum of not enough of something, you cause, by virtue of what you are giving your attention to, a split in your energy, you could say. A vibrational contradiction, you might say. You hold yourself in vibrational discord of the newly expanded version of you. Can you sort of see how it works? You come forth, you bang around, you give birth to a rocket. Most of you goes toward that rocket, but you in your human form sometimes don't. And when you don't ride the rocket of your own desire, you know it would be easy to do. When contrast helps you know what you don't want, contrast helps you know what you do want. And if you would just start talking about what you want and why you want it, instead of beating the drum of defending why you need it, or explaining how bad it is without it, or trying to justify why you need it by pointing out how bad it is, if you would just ride your own rocket of desire, I see it, I want it, I am it, I've got it. It really would be that simple. But you've been trained by those around you. You didn't know at first that you are the vortex through which all good comes to you. You didn't remember that the source energy part of you is always calling you toward the expanded version of you. And many of you have learned how to get things from other humans who also have forgotten how to get things. Your mother wanted to give you what you wanted, but couldn't always. And as she saw you wanting more than she could provide, or your father, they began to explain things to you in what we see as a completely screwy way. They said to you, you should not be selfish and you should not ask for more than you have. And we say, then why in the world would you have come forth into this physical body if you were not reaching for expansion? They say to you, as they feel shortage of abundance or whatever it is that you're asking for, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, and we're here to tell you it does. They say to you that you cannot have everything that you want, that it just doesn't work that way. And we say, yes, it does. Yes, it does. It works that way. You were supposed to get everything that you want. And in fact, we are so sure of that because we are with the non-physical part of you that is riding the rocket of your desires, and we've been to your vibrational escrow, and we've seen everything that you have been asking for, all of the amended versions of the asking being held for you in vibrational escrow, just waiting for you to find vibrational alignment with them. Do you understand that to some degree? So we're going to give you some information here that will perhaps appeal to your logic. We want it to. We want you to get a sense of why you feel the way you do. Because when you understand why you feel the way you do, then you'll understand whether you are in alignment with who you really are, all that you've become, or whether you are, by virtue of something that you are giving your attention to, holding yourself back in this moment.